Hello and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. After reflecting on your responses to one of my recent videos on the Nigerian cash crisis, I felt that I needed to create an update to let you know what transpired and how the adoption of e-Naira is progressing now. We all know too well that throughout this process, the Nigerian government showed very little regard for the people in Nigeria and for humanity in general, as it used what it could to satisfy the agenda. It is truly devastating, and hopefully we won't see or experience a repeat of that, as 114 countries around the world are literally racing to adopt their central bank digital currencies, and many of you, and I know this from your comments, believe that we must learn from Nigeria. By the way, if you're interested in this type of content, do let me know. You can do so by subscribing, giving this video a thumbs up, and sharing it with your network, with your friends and family. Nigeria is the first country in Africa to adopt a CBDC e-Naira. It is the largest economy on the continent, and its citizens were essentially put in a position where they had no option but to resort to using the new digital currency. Yet Nigerians openly rejected it, even though they've adopted Bitcoin and had been using Bitcoin regularly. The adoption rate of e-Naira was less than 0.5%. The crisis happened as the result of the law that limited cash withdrawals from bank accounts. De facto, the law forced to comply. Interestingly enough, these events started to unfold just a couple of months prior to the presidential elections. The results of the election were disputed. It was highly controversial. The now president won with a very narrow margin. As one of the Nigerians who were interviewed by Time magazine put it, the strategy and structure were theft and violence, and rotten pipes cannot produce sparkling water. Now that we're on the same page, let's take a look at what is going on in Nigeria right now. In my previous videos on this, we talked about cash shortages. As we now understand, the shortages were due to cash restrictions that were designed to push the country into a 100% cashless economy. The government asked people to deposit all banknotes and didn't distribute the new ones. What did the Nigerians do? Nigerian citizens took to the streets to protest this artificial crisis and the push for the digital currency. Even though Nigerians needed money, they refused to adopt e-Naira and instead demanded their cash to be restored. They want physical cash. They demanded that the government issues new banknotes to replace the old ones that they had collected several months ago. Central bank digital currencies have been growing in popularity among governments around the world, but so far, people have completely been rejecting them. The Federal Reserve asked for comments, or in other words, feedback on CBDC, and what they received was extremely clear. 2/3 of those who responded are extremely concerned about digital currencies. A quick reminder to check out our sponsor, ExpressVPN. It is my recommended virtual private network for secure online browsing. I'm using it daily. Connect up to 5 devices and claim your 3 full months of free service when you sign up using the link shared in the description below. Even though Nigerians took to the streets to protest, the protests and their efforts may not have yielded the results that they expected. Nigerians are waiting for new redesigned banknotes to arrive. Hopefully they will. But in the meantime, Bloomberg is reporting that Nigeria's CBDC adoption rate spikes as currency shortages continue to persist. Bloomberg reported just several days ago that Nigerians have increasingly turned to a once spurned digital currency to transact, after a chaotic demonetization policy gave rise to a shortage of banknotes and bolstered demand for alternative payment methods. The value of e-Naira transactions has surged 63% to 22 billion Naira, equivalent to $47.7 million this year, while about 13 million so-called e-wallets have been opened, a more than 12-fold increase from October. This is according to the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria. The amount of currency circulating in Africa's largest economy has meanwhile dropped to about 1 trillion Naira from 3.2 trillion Naira in September. Of the more than 10 billion Naira of the digital currency minted so far, about 3.4 billion Naira is already in circulation. And finally, a Nigerian official announced, the e-naira has emerged as the electronic payment channel of choice for financial inclusion and executing social interventions. All right, so there's that. The Nigerians went from being limited to withdraw only about $40 per week, if I remember correctly, to having no choice whatsoever but to use the digital currency issued by the central bank. It is clear that the shortage of physical cash pushed people to adopt the e-naira as the only way to survive. Nigeria created close to 10 million e-nairas. What's important to understand here is that even though Nigeria is Africa's largest economy, the poverty rate in Nigeria is extremely high. According to these statistics, in 2022, an estimated population of 88.4 million people in Nigeria lived in extreme poverty. The number of men living on less than $1.90 per day in the country reached around 44.7 million people, while the count was 43.7 million for women. So what the Nigerian government started to do is using e-naira for government payments and social initiative payments, which really helped the adoption of their CBDC. Interestingly enough, the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria concluded the destination, as far as I'm concerned, is to achieve a 100% cashless economy in Nigeria. So draining the economy of cash and then effectively introducing e-naira as the solution for the problem that they had created is the route taken here. Money is an essential tool for the people. Reportedly, the company that designed the Nigerian CBDC called the cash restrictions a creative use of marketing and said other countries could be expected to take similar steps. Thank you for watching the video. If you learned something new from it, if you want to stay up to date, make sure that you hit the like button and share the video with your friends and family. Consider subscribing to my channel on YouTube and Rumble for frequent updates. I would love to have you back for my next one. I'll see you in my new one tomorrow. Take care.